Hello?
Yes, is this Alicia and Vic?
Yes.
Hey, this is Captain Stevens with the Stillwater Police Department. How are you today?
I'm doing as well as I can. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. What can I help you with today? Lieutenant Perry said you want to talk to somebody in administration. I'm in charge of the operations of the patrol division and detective division and whatnot.
Oh, okay. I was calling relating to my situation, which is somewhat unique, and you all could choose to help me, and so I'm calling to inquire about that. I was in an abusive relationship for a number of years, and I was able to get out with the children. My two older sons were taken by my mother in North Carolina, and the reason that she was holding them without any custody order or legally, and was able to, get away with it was by, saying that my ex was abusive. And so I left him and went there to get my children from her, and I was able to get them. Or my son came back on his own once he found out I left my ex, and my 14-year-old came back with me with the help of the sheriff's department and her, them letting her know she didn't have any custody order, and she had to turn them over. She had them for 2 years. So the day after I got my last son back from her, she called DHS, made all sorts of allegations. They came there already biased in this town. They have a history of doing things the wrong way. So they used assault rifles. They had 20 officers to kidnap our children with no court order.
Where was this at?
This was in North Carolina.
Okay.
So 7 days I had to wait for a hearing. Got their non-secure custody order dropped. That they put our kids into non-secure custody and took the kids back to her. And she made them aware of my ex, and he was at the court hearing. He Once I got their non-secure custody order dissolved, he immediately brought them. He immediately went down there. He asked them if they could. He asked them if he could go get the kids, and they told him no. That they got the kids from me. They had to give them back to me. But he went down there anyway. Took the kids and brought them straight to Oklahoma.
Okay.
I came right behind him. I was able to get an emergency custody order and get the kids. My daughter was taken to the state of Washington, so I had to fly out there and get a writ of habeas corpus to get her from her aunt. And we flew back, and we had the show cause hearing for the emergency custody order. This was on the 4th of January. The court hearing lasted all of 10 minutes. He spoke first. Whenever he speaks before me, he's a narcissist, so he's able to manipulate how someone sees me and how they, and he does this on many occasions. This has been done on many occasions. So I've seen the same behavior from the judge. He put forth this non-secure custody order. She didn't understand or comprehend, and she gave him custody, temporary custody, at this hearing, pending a DHS investigation because he put forth that I was homeless. And when she asked for my address, I gave her the address in North Carolina, and I gave her the old address of the place where we fled from in Oklahoma. She came back. What she wanted was the address to the hotel where I was staying, but she didn't specify that. So she gave him temporary custody pending this DHS investigation. Um, so now it's now so the statute says that DHS has to complete their investigation within 30 days and give their findings to the court. It has now been about 37 days, and the children, I proved his neglect previously in order for me to be able to get the emergency custody order. So she put the kids right back into someone who had just been proven to be neglectful. Um, so the kids are being held in Stillwater at his sister's house, and his sister is schizophrenic. She's diagnosed as schizophrenic. I just found a news story a couple days ago of her biting one of your officers at a McDonald's. Um, so she has she has been, I have her a recording of her calling around trying to get shots for the kids. She I have a recording of her late last week calling me saying, do you want to see your kids? And I'm saying yes. And she said, well, if I want to see them, then I need to give her their social security cards. And so they've prohibited the kids from talking to me at all. I have a recording of my son saying that they said that if they call me, that they're going to hit them and they're going to put them in timeout. And they've prohibited them from talking to me because my son told me that she was hitting them and that she was hitting my 3-year-old for very minute reasons. So because he was able to call me and say that she's hitting them, and I was able to tell her to keep her hands off of them, they have prohibited the kids from talking to me. So like I said, so the order says that this temporary order is pending a DHS investigation. So once the investigation is over, then this order is no longer in effect. I was also advised by a judge to dissolve the case because this is my case that I opened for divorce and to get the emergency custody order, and they're trying to use the case against me with only allegations of me being homeless, her being in cahoots with my ex, the judge. So they're so like I said, the statute says that it is within, they have to complete their investigation within 30 days. The DHS workers talking to the judge behind my back, which is illegal. They're not supposed to be talking without me being present. And the judge, so I've dissolved the case. The case is over. So now it just says that he has this custody once the DHS investigation is complete, until the DHS investigation is complete. She's trying to tell the judge is, she's not supposed to be talking to the DHS worker at all. But I have a text of her telling me the judge said even after the investigation is over, she's going to try to keep custody with their father. So I talked to, I guess it's Sergeant Hoffman on Friday before I got this, that text message from the worker, and, letting him know that, this woman has mental illness and she has my children and the case is dissolved. And so he said, as long as DHS can confirm that the investigation is over, which the order says, that he doesn't have a problem returning the children to me from this aunt. And but now the issue is, since I've talked to the DHS worker, that she's going to try to say, well, the case is dissolved, but the judge says that she still wants him, the kids, to be in custody of him, with that being no order, that says that. And this is just off of her, the judge being crooked, which I found out from many people within the courthouse that she has a reputation of being this way. And so I wanted to maybe see if you could look at the order, and regardless of what the worker says relating to what the judge said about his custody, that the order says that it's pending a DHS investigation being completed, and that you can see that the case has been dissolved. So there's no more, it says upon completion of a DHS investigation or further order of the court. But there's not going to be any further order of the court because the case has been dissolved. And and to see if you could help me get my children from this dangerous situation, outside of the negligence of this judge who does not care at all about what is happening with the children and what they're going through.
Okay. First off, what judge is it?
This is Judge Oaks in Oklahoma County.
Oh, okay. So it's down in Oklahoma County.
Correct.
Okay, so none of it is through Payne County?
Correct, no.
Okay, but the kids are being held here in Stillwater at the cousin's house, you said?
At the aunt, their father's sister, their aunt.
Their aunt, okay, which is who?
Her name is Crystal Vick.
Crystal Vick, okay. Just a second. officers 624 North Husband.
Correct.
Yes. That's her residence?
Yes.
Okay, that was on the 2nd. That was last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Officer Radley took a report at your request.
Correct. Because I've been to going to Palomar, and they said that I need to have a paper trail relating to the abuse and domestic violence. So I requested that they write a report.
Okay, yeah, and I see that report written here. Okay, so what paperwork is it that you have? You have a court order
Right. The order
placing the children in her custody?
Not in her custody, in their father's custody. But he's never
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And I can give you the, the case number if you're able to look it up on OSCN to be able to see exactly what it says.
Well, let me go to OSCN while I got you on the phone here.
Okay.
We'll just take a look.
Thanks. And what they did, the way that she even gave them to him was outside of the statute, because in the statute it says that if there is an allegation of abuse or neglect, that she's supposed to get the investigation done, completed, and back to her, and then she makes a custody determination. And that's clearly laid out inside of the statute, but she didn't do that.
Okay, so you said it's Oklahoma County District Court?
Yes.
Okay, what's the case number?
Case number is 2020, so it's FD 2020-3547.
3547.
Correct.
Okay, does not come up under that. It's real particular when you search that case number. Sometimes it doesn't like the dashes. 3547.
Correct.
Try it this way and then we'll try it by name if that doesn't work.
Yeah, I always have to do it by name.
Come on. Man, sorry, it's going super, super slow. No, that didn't work. Let me try it by your names.
Okay. Last name is Vic. It's not district court?
Vic?
Yes.
Okay, and first name, I'm sorry?
Alicia, Alicia.
Alicia Vic.
And it would be the marriage case.
Okay, the FD right there. So it's in the marriage of the one filed December 22nd, 2020.
Correct.
Dismissed on 129. Let me see what it will let me look at. On the 4th, she denied your
emergency custody.
Your ex parte order.
Oh, on the 4th, I got the ex parte on the 22nd, and then on the 4th was his show cause, because the ex parte didn't involve him. So this is, for him to address the allegation. And at the show cause hearing is when she gave him this temporary custody, because he tried to put forth that I was homeless, And when I got to, he spoke first. And when I got to the stand, she only wanted yes or no answers to her questions. And the question was, were the kids taken from me in North Carolina and placed with their grandmother? Which is true, but it was illegal, and their custody order was dissolved at this time, so it was irrelevant. But he knows how to use whatever information he has against me. So he was able to put this forth in a way that when I got there, she only wanted to hear yes or no, this or that. And supposedly now, because I didn't give her the address to the hotel where I'm staying, that this allegation of homelessness, which homelessness is not even, an abuse or neglect, inside the statute, but so now the thing is, the law says that DHS has 30 days to complete their investigation, and it's been 37 days.
Okay. All right, so what is it that you think that we can do for you?
That you can acknowledge that this case has been dismissed, and that he only has this temporary custody pending a DHS investigation. So once the DHS investigation is over, and acknowledging that the case is dismissed and that the children are not with him, they're with someone who is a non-parent who's dangerous to them, that you would facilitate me getting my children out of this dangerous situation.
Okay, neither one of y'all have attorneys?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to read all these documents here on the phone. Person, pro se, okay, so you're saying that 30 days begin on January 4th?
Correct. The statute says that the 30 days begins upon notice to DHS. And I can give you the statute, the actual statute. But yes, it started when she called them from the court on the 4th. So it's, what is it, 10A dash, hold on a second, I got it.
Yeah, she gives the DHS referral number here.
Okay.
Okay. She'll replace the grandmother.
Right. She knows nothing about any of that situation that happened. She's just going off of his abuse, which he's been doing for many years. I'm trying to give you that.
Okay. Notice of voluntary dismissal. Let me read and see what that says.
Okay, it's 10A-1-4-102 is.
Hold on. Say that again. 10A.
Dash 1-4-102.
Dash 102.
Correct.
Okay. Let me go back to. All right. So Officer Radley reports that Amanda Mawson at DHS is your DHS worker.
Correct.
Okay. So from what I can see online, because you have to understand, we can only go by what we have that's enforceable. Just a second, I'm writing down a number here. 281. So it looked like there was a temporary order granting him custody, and then she referred it. Well, so the last order in the court is on January 4th, granting him custody until, and there's a DHS. Well, it doesn't say. It says, well, let me go back to it. It says, oh, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Just a second. Here's the person saying, court has made referral to DHS. Petitioner mom does not provide a proper home and has no address here. No claim. Responded that has two addresses pending. Ex parte order should remain in effect. Grandmother position at mom's house. your contention that she is ordered a DHS investigation under the statute you just gave me, 10A-1-4-102, and that is 30 days?
Correct.
Right? Okay. And you're saying that this order issued by her on the 4th was issued pursuant to that statute, and therefore after 30 days, he no longer has custody?
Correct. After 30 days, their investigation should be complete, and they're still trying to say that it's not complete. But yes, he no longer has custody upon completion of their investigation.
Okay. All right. So let me go see if I can pull up the statute here while I get you on the phone.
Thank you.
And I am not very good at looking at these, but I will try. 10A Children, Juvenile Code, 10A.
It's very clear and laid out.
1-4-102, custody or visitation proceeding, evidence child abuse, neglect. Okay, let me read this real quick. Okay. Juvenile Code, custody or visitation proceeding, evidence child abuse or neglect, referral for investigation. Alright. Let me go back and read that again, what they had in there. This one. How many kids are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that was back in December. I'm sorry, that's not the one I want to look at. That's not the one.
Yes, it was the one December 22nd.
Yeah, that was the one on December. Yeah, that's not the one I was trying to find. I've got all these pulled up, and they just come up as PDFs at the bottom of my screen, so I'm going to go through them again. Takes forever. That's 43. That's not it either. Okay, so I can tell you studied this out very well, and here is what I see. And so what the judge has written on this order on the 4th, because the statute that you gave me, that says 30 days for their investigation, that is an emergency situation. If there's an investigation for an emergency, saying that they've been abused or whatever, they have 30 days to complete an investigation and present those findings to the district attorney, who has 3 days then to notify the court and follow the appropriate motions. Outside of that, they can take them into immediate emergency protective custody and put them somewhere. So on the 4th, she said that she took testimony from both of you. court has made a referral to DHS, so they referred a case number to DHS, but they don't say that it was for emergency purposes. And then she goes on to say, yada yada, all this stuff you've read. Let me see. Therefore, court finds show cause for ex parte order should not remain effective. So that says there's no longer an emergency. So she's not doing that under emergency issues, and nowhere does she cite the 14102 statute. So I don't think the 30-day deal, there's nothing in here to reference the 30-day deal. What there is in Officer Radley's report is the DHS employee. And I think the best thing for me to do is to call her and ask her under what authority, what type of investigation they're doing, if it's an emergency 30-day deal under 102. And if that's the case, it's overdue. And unfortunately, the statute doesn't say what happens then, because the last thing from the court